where the art has its particularity. Artists could express their own impersonal views of the world, and in many cases, with the only intention of expressing their inner world. There was talent, deepness, originality, and even history.
That is what may be considered as an apocalyptic perspective of the art and culture nowadays. And it's true, not every artistic performance in the 21st century lacks of the previous characteristics.
However, it is sadly true that the industry is swallowing more and more of the culture, transforming the art into an industrial product.
This is a reality that started 50 years ago. The technology advances grew enormously, and it started to create new forms of communication.
In the arts and cultural environment, it also caused a great impact, with the inventions of the radio, the television, the CDs, the internet, the MP3 and more, created easier ways of spreading the artistic work.
This is when some people realized that the art could be totally commercialized, and that the profit of this great industry could be giant.
After that, as an industrial process in which you build a product in line and repeatedly, the industry started building art.
This is a phenomenon that is well represented in the TV talent show The X Factor. This show looks for artists for the market, making auditions all around the country and going through phases of eliminations until they get the winner. This show represents the cultural industry because of the central argument of the show and the perspective of it.
Many elements of the show are a representation of the cultural industry. For example, the judges. This is a group of selected people that have some kind of influence in the music industry. Simon Cowell is one of them, a businessman and the owner of the show. Other judges vary from season to season. But in general, there are artists that have succeeded because of being extremely commercial. Among them, there is Britney Spears, Justin Bieber, Demi Lovato, Nicole Scherzinger, and many more. They are all the perfect example of what the musical industry is looking forward to reproduce, because of characteristics like being nice, attractive, young, spontaneous, and many more.
The processes of elimination are pretty close to the real music industry. The judges evaluate their personality, their performance, even their bodies, rather than their voice. It seems like in this context, it really doesn't matter if the artists have a different point of view of music or a particular voice. What is really important is that he or she can please the public with good-looking appearance and singing the same songs over and over again. If the judges evaluate these artists, and the judges are persons like Simon Cowell, how could the final product be art?
The line production with the participants in the X Factor works somehow like this. The raw materials arrive in the auditions. The judges evaluate each one of them and determines who have what it takes to enter the market. They are not looking for real artists or originality. Then, in the final rounds, the judges are like mentors, where they finish to manipulate the product and make it as commercial as they can. That is why it's very common that not only the winner of the show succeeds in the music industry. All of the contestants have been made exactly to fit in what the audience and the market wants, so even though they are eliminated of the show, they still succeed. That is the case of Emblem 3, Fifth Harmony, Rachel Crow, Carly Rae Sinclair, Chris Renee, and many more.
Melanie Amaro won the X Factor in the season of 2012. She's a girl with a really strong and unique voice. During the show, she did some of incredible performance of some of the greatest artists of all time, like Nina Simone, Whitney Houston, Michael Jackson, and more. After she won the show, she started her debut as an artist with some classy pop, cheesy dancing songs that limited all of her talent and her capability. The industry transformed her into an extremely commercial product and wasted all of her amazing faculties.
So when you look to the show one more time, you realize there is no particularity or originality in this artist. Therefore, it cannot be considered as an art. The persons keep falling deeper and deeper in the business, but never deeper in the music. The X Factor is only one of the many shows that keeps fabricating artists like this, more to be considered as products.
This doesn't mean that the apocalyptic viewers of the situation are right. It only means that the industry grows, but in some parts and spaces, there are still musicians that can get involved into music without falling into the music industry.